Clark Kellogg. Our reporter, Allie LaForce. And so off the tip, it's Brooklyn. On the wing, Durant. Pass to Aldridge. Inside. And then Aldridge with the dunk.
Well, Harden's got such a tremendous feel for the game and sees the whole court. He's a really slick creator. Well, you look at Harden, he doesn't beat you with great speed or by playing above the rim. He wins with pace, angles, and strength. As unique a scorer as we've seen in probably the last 30, 35 years in the NBA.
And you got to defend better than that. I mean, that's a good look for him.
And you do not want to let him get going early. Because that can get you cooked.
Great job on the back end of the play.
Yep, finished with both hands, making sure of it.
Yeah, highly efficient, nothing extra special there, just effective.
Durant with the bucket. And Clark, Harden is also an expert at using his body as a shield for the ball.
I think it's really a good lesson out there for young players coming up, B.A. Use what you have. Don't try to be somebody else. Use what you have. Don't make excuses, and then get busy putting the work in.
He just rises up and throws it down hard with one hand.
That is such a go-to move for him. He holds nothing back on those.
Does it as well as anybody, fellas. Tremendous skill while in the air.
Irving with it. He's been an offensive weapon for them, scoring around 17.5 points a game. The shot misses, and Brooklyn going the other way now. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Brooklyn this season. Oh, Durant with a steal. And so it looks like the Nets will retain possession here. Brooklyn with the ball. This one for three. And Kyrie Irving clears the rebound.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
Good. Durant's got 7 points in the game. And Grant, how often do players check in on their own stats during the season?
NBA, everybody in the league watches their numbers. Some guys are just willing to admit it.
Here's Irving. He's been an offensive weapon for them, scoring around 17.5 points a game. The three. Durant, no good. Lets the three fly. Aldridge pulls down the board.
You know how good a shooter he is. It's frustrating for him when he's not able to knock down that kind of wide open look. Great idea to pull up and take the transition three there. The D was in position to block his path to the hoop if he took it inside.
Now here's Harden. Averaging almost 23 points a contest. A fantastic offensive player.
Last 2 minutes to play. First quarter.
Irving for three. He can't get that one to fall. And Brooklyn going the other way now. They're moving on after the tough loss at the hands of the Pelicans.
And what's working here, each guy is willing to make the next pass.
They're searching for a way to score.
Yeah, buckets have been very tough to come by. I think he has to play more conservative from this point on. I mean, that's 2 fouls already.
1:41 left in the first quarter. On the take. And Harden with the slam.
You can really feel the momentum swinging in their direction.
And, you know, they need to stay aggressive here. Build the lead up while they've got the chance. Don't waste this opportunity.
And stolen by Aldridge. Pass to Bembry. And it's slammed in by Durant.
Really taking charge of the game, largely with a detailed interior attack.
And, you know, that involves pounding it inside, getting as many points as you can right at the rim. That demoralizes the team.
Harden misses.
Well, you've got to be there defensively. I mean, that's an easy mid-range jumper that he'll typically drain.
Can't blame the deficit on him. He's been scoring at will this period.
Durant draws the double. Here's Bembry. That's good. And so Durant with the assist.
Boy, that's an example of Durant's basketball IQ and awareness, both platinum level.
Harden with it. Harden picks him up. Now here's Durant. 13 points in the game.
They've shown so much energy right from the start, particularly on the offensive end.
Tell you what, forget about easing into the game. They came out with guns blazing.
Now here's Durant. Impressive numbers he's putting up, averaging just over 28 points a game. And Aldridge with the slam.
You know, Harden's done a nice job really increasing his playmaking over the last few years and excels at finding teammates.
Building a big advantage early with a terrific all-around performance.
Yeah, you know, they've had the advantage at both ends. They've got all the momentum early on.
And after just one quarter of play, a double-digit. We welcome you back to second quarter action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. All right, guys, what's your take on the hustle stats for Brooklyn?
They've made the commitment to get out and run, and it's paid off with some highlight reel plays in transition.
Well, another factor in their offense so far has been their ability to convert and score off turnover.
You're leaving him all alone? Good luck. He's going to drill that every time.
You know, the number one thing Mills gives you, a confident knockdown shooter from range.
Yeah, Brian, that's been his calling card since he entered the league, but I think he's added some other pieces to his game along the way. He puts it on the floor, he creates for other people. He's a much more well-rounded guard now, and I think that keeps him on the floor and in the league.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Thanks, Brian. Well, you want to talk about a super team. Last season, the Brooklyn Nets became the only team in NBA history to boast 6 players who made it all NBA over their career. Guys, the roster has changed just a bit, but make no mistake, this team remains loaded in a way we don't see too often.
No question, Allie. Good stuff there. Thanks.
Harden's career, as we all know, is littered with huge stats, but he recently became the first player in NBA history to post a 30-point triple-double in a debut game with a new team. Boy, he's doing everything he can at this point. The rest of his teammates need to step up and give him some help.
Here's Harden. And some very quick points for him on that possession. Harden's got 4 points in the quarter.
You want to run your offense through him, a reliable scoring option.
And Durant with the big finish.
Well, that's par for Durant. I mean, that's what he gives you, the ability to score at all 3 levels.
And here's Mills from the arc. It's not going to go for him. And Brooklyn going the other way now. 13 points was their biggest lead of the game. And after this game wraps up, they're off to Cleveland, where they'll face the Cavaliers.
I tell you, a little extra pressure on D when you're up against a point guard who can elevate.
It doesn't make it easy, does it?
And you know, guys, showing how dynamic a weapon he is for this offense, they feed off of that energy and ability to make plays. It gets them going.
KD.
Looking at the modern game, Grant, what adjustments would you have to make in your game to thrive in the league today?
Well, I would have worked more on developing the three-point shot. Back in the 90s, it was more about the mid-range game, a la Michael Jordan. But these guys now, they live at the arc, and that's just not how we did it back in the day when I was playing.
From Claxton.
Well, the elevation from Durant should come as no surprise there. I mean, he's dangerous above the rim, and he can go way above it too, folks.
Back to Irving, looking to win the run, and again no good by Brooklyn. Durant with it. Irving picks him up. The kick to Durant. Second chance shot. He hits the back iron and sinks it. Durant's got 12 now in this quarter.
That's been typical of their performance today. They're sharing the ball and creating good shots.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Nice shot by Durant.
I tell you what, guys, there's not much more he can do. I mean, he's been on fire, yet they still trail in this game.
Last 2 minutes.
Here's Irving.
Second quarter.
That one's wide left. And so it's Brooklyn with it. 19-point lead, which is the largest margin of the game.
And Harden is fearless. Awesome at gutting the defense and making them send him to the line. He just knows how to draw fouls and get himself to the
Stepping to the
stripe.
line with 2 shots.
And you look at Harden's endurance, able to give 100% night in and night out. And he plays as many minutes as you need.
Both teams deciding to change it up. You know, Grant, watching Harden, he always seems to be in attack mode.
And he's consistent about it too, B.A. A lot of guys are aggressive in spurts. Harden is looking to make a play every moment he's on the floor.
A minute 37 left in the first half. Three-pointer, Harden. Nice shot by Durant. Durant's got 29.
And their offensive game plan is clear. Get it inside and go to work.
Timeout called. Brooklyn.
There's just a lot of wide open lanes to the rim here. That'll drive your coach nuts.
And, you know, I think he's going to tell them simply, we have to show more fight on the interior. That's the top priority right now.
All right, look who's coming onto the court. Come on, get loud for your Brooklyn Nets. Thanks, your Brooklyn Nets.
And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Here's Irving. Rebounded by the Nets.
They really have a commanding lead, not just in points, but in rebounds as well.
And what I like about it, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough, but that's how you win games. That was some slick passing from Harden on that one.
Outside Irving. And they doubled up Irving. Outside Durant. And he was camped in the lane there. He gets a 3-second call.
Brooklyn ball.
That's a costly error. Now let's see how they bounce back.
Well, you know what? Their wounds are self-inflicted. I mean, you've got to play much smarter than that.
Pass to Aldridge. Back to Harden. The three. And again, it's the Nets missing. 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. The deep three from Durant. Outside for Irving. From the arc. Griffin pulls down the board.
He's been ice cold tonight. And, you know, you look at the scoreboard, guys, they really could have used this contribution.
His first foul. Fourth team.
That's good from Harden.
Showing more aggression here in the second quarter. He's seeking contact and working himself to the line.
Harden's career, as we all know, is littered with huge stats, but he recently became the first player in NBA history to post a 30-point triple-double in a debut game with a new team.
Yep, that one's good. Durant's got 4 points this quarter.
Sometimes with that much of a height advantage, resistance is futile.
With 2 seconds left. And Durant with the block.
KD's defense has really taken a huge step forward. I mean, excellent at blocking shots now, and he's a better help defender. Man, he's putting that reach to good use on the defensive end.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it's been a runaway. Here's Harden with the drive. They get it back. On the wing, Harden. 6 to shoot. And Aldridge with the block.
He's not an easy guy to get a shot up and over. Aldridge has those long arms, and his timing's good, too.
To the paint. Brooklyn with the board.
I'll tell you what, they've rebounded the ball tremendously well.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
And so it's Brooklyn with it. Irving with it. Durant covering. The drive by Irving. And they pick up 2. Irving's got 5 now.
Slashing to the rim with so much precision and skill. Irving, nearly impossible to contain when he spots a lane and decides to drive.
3-pointer, Harden. And again, it's the Nets missing.
They've been unable to hit anything this half. 3 attempts and 3 misses. Locks them up and hauls it in. Love the high activity level.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Patrick Mills. That's his first foul. Brooklyn calls timeout.
Griffin, DeAndre, Bembry. Timeout, Brooklyn.
And the Nets with possession here. And after this game wraps up, they're off to Cleveland, where they'll face the Cavaliers. Outside Harden. Pass to Bembry. Fires in the triple. He has 6.
Put the first 3 misses behind them and finally ended their third quarter drought.
Out of bounds. It'll go to the Nets.
Substitutions for your Nets. Paul.
Just over 1.5 minutes have passed in the third quarter.
You know, Blake Griffin's NBA career certainly didn't have humble beginnings. I mean, he won the slam dunk contest and Rookie of the Year in his debut season. He really hit the ground running.
On the wing, Durant. Jacks up a 3. Bembry grabs a miss.
And they're +5 on the boards after that rebound.
And Griffin slams it in.
Well, the timing of Griffin really superb in these situations. He has a great sense for when to leave the floor on these alley-oop jams.
From Harden.
And while Blake Griffin's career certainly got off to a hot start, Grant, he's also managed to remain a dominant force over the years.
No question. He's a guy who can get it done. Points, rebounds, assists, anything you need. He's a great example of an enduring talent.
You know, he looks a little off-kilter to me this quarter, still trying to find his rhythm. Excellent vision by Durant out there. What a nice pass.
So it's Brooklyn now. Harden, deep three-point land. Tried to come right back with a three of his own, but it's no good.
It's been an ugly quarter for him. Trying to shoot his way out of it. Might be time to work on the playmaking skills.
You know what the result's going to be when Durant makes a move to the bucket like that. Just a matter of how hard is he going to throw it down.
Outside Harden. Will it go? And he takes it up and lays it in. Harden's got 8 points.
Yeah, that barrel-chestedness of Harden. So much strength and body control. It's hard to stop him from scoring.
You live for nights like this when it's all working and the rim looks so huge.
1:24 left to play in the third quarter here. Three-pointer, Harden. Harden missing again.
And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
Here's Durant. Driving to the basket. That shot, no good.
He's as surprised as we are. Most nights, that bucket is automatic.
Nice shot by Harden.
Yeah, the first half was one to deep six or forget. But in the second half, he's looked a lot better.
Here's Durant. And it's slammed in by Durant.
Earning his money on the interior tonight. That's a nice move.
Harden can't hit. Here's the break. It's deflected.
Pretty cool to see Millsap turn shots back. I mean, he's a mobile, athletic, big man who is taking pride in his defensive work.
I tell you, a little extra pressure on D when you're up against a point guard who can elevate.
It doesn't make it easy, does it?
And you know, guys, showing how dynamic a weapon he is for this offense, they feed off of that energy and ability to make plays. It gets them going.
And just not letting up at all. I mean, you have to love this approach. You want to get the ball to the guys who make plays.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on.
Here's Millsap. Played it in with a nice touch off the window.
And, you know, rebounding is about knowing where the ball is going as well as pursuing it. And I like seeing him hit the offensive glass and go right back up with it.
Time called here. The Nets decide to talk it over now.
And something fans don't always get to see. Some of the closely guarded secrets that happen in that huddle.
Yeah, typically there's some type of adjustment made out of a timeout. It might be major or it could be just a slight tweak.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. Seven seconds left in the third quarter here. Here's Durant. 1 second left. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets. A huge 24-point lead for them. Their efficiency has been off the charts. They're running their sets well with patience and purpose. We're coming right back. Don't go anywhere. And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may already be out of hand. And here's Harden. The kick out to Johnson. Launches a three. Not going to go that time. The Nets go the other way with it. Irving for three. Rebound Brooklyn.
They've had a slight leg up on the boards and a big leg up on the scoreboard.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
And the shot's good by Irving.
Always great from deep. I don't think Irving has gotten enough credit for how lethal he is from behind the arc.
An open look for Durant. That one a tad offline, but it drops in for him. Durant's got 39.
And there's some nice chemistry on offense. They're just taking what the defense allows.
Well, it's interesting. The defense continues to back off, expecting them to attack the rack, but they just continue to pull up and knock down those mid-range jumpers.
On the wing, Durant. Back to Harden. Shot clock at 3. And it's slammed in by Durant.
Over the last few years, I think Harden has fine-tuned his playmaking skills. A threat for double-digit assists every night.
The 3, Durant. And the Nets, another 3.
And his fantastic performance from the last game has carried over to tonight.
And you know that's how it goes with him. I mean, his hot streaks, guys, don't last minutes. They last days.
Goes up from the block. Misses off the right iron. Outside Irving. Left side Durant. Right side Mills. Pass to Aldridge. Outside for Irving. Shoots over Johnson. Irving, no good.
Nice rebound. Trying to match the other team's intensity right now.
And that's a good place to start if you're going to try to find your way back into this game. Get to work on the glass.
Steps back and shoots. He can't hit that time. Oh, excellent D there from Harden. Pass to Durant. Lets it go from deep. Drains the triple. Durant's got 44.
Irving doing a nice job there, being creative and efficient with that beautiful assist.
They get the rebound. Right side Durant. It's good. And he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play opportunity.
Shooting one, Nicholas Claxton.
Let's get a quick check of the scoring breakdown here for the Nets.
Well, I got to say, one thing that stuck out all game is the consistent penetration they've got.
They've also worked very hard to get the ball inside and have been able to get and hit a lot of high percentage shots in this game.
From Harden.
Being able to score from any place on the court makes Durant a space creator for his team. I mean, it's not just inside, it's not just threes, it's that mid-range game too.
Beyond the arc. And it's Harden who pulls down the rebound.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
Back to Durant. And Durant with the big finish.
It's safe to say they have dominated this game. The game wasn't even as close as the score says in a great win for the Nets.
And the disparity in the talent was obvious by the end. Sometimes you just don't have enough ammunition to compete.
Yeah, B.A., just a total beatdown. And the next time these teams meet, I can't imagine it'll be any different.
And this will give them their 28th win of the year.
And with this one all but in the record books, they set the tone in the first of what will be only 2 meetings between these teams.
It sure is. It's just a 2-gamer since they're in opposite conferences, and you can bet they'll take the same approach right into game 2 that they had tonight.
And when you look at the game, the one thing that helped fuel this team to victory was the efficiency for Kevin Durant.
And, you know, there was no stopping him tonight. Whenever he got the ball, he was looking to score, and rightly so.
Unfortunately for them, they're reeling at this point.
So true. Very little going their way right now at either end of the floor.
And again, it's the Nets missing. 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Here he goes. And he banks in the layup. Durant's got 55.
Stepping up and nailing an important shot to put this away.
And, you know, this run shows what kind of attitude this team has. I mean, the win is there. Go get it.
From deep three-point range. Rebounded by Johnson.
It's never easy from that distance, but we see him drill those and shoot around all the time.
Well, that looked to me, guys, like a heat check and was maybe a step out of his range.
From deep. Misses the shot. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. This one wasn't even close. The hometown crowd would